Well, happy Monday to you. I'm Marlon Bowling, your tour guide to the ag commodities, and we're going to kind of get a good idea of what the market is set up for here to start out a holiday-shortened trading week. That's right. We're not going to have a full trading week because we have Thanksgiving plopped right in the middle of it. Well, two-thirds of the way through it. All right, on Thursday, no market activity because of Thanksgiving Day. It could cause some disruptions, not only in the market trading, but also in things like, well, livestock processing, for one thing. It'll move government reports around, the weekly reports and that sort of thing. Here to talk about it, I want to bring in Brian Hoops. He's with Midwest Market Solutions, and he is based in Springfield, Missouri. All right, Brian, so from what I understand, it sounds like it'll be regular trading today, tomorrow, and then Wednesday, and then the day off on Thursday. But what about Friday? Do you know?
Yeah, good morning, Marlon. Hope you had a good weekend. So the hours this week, it's going to be normal from now through Wednesday. Full trading day on Wednesday, not abbreviated session, but Wednesday evening there'll be no trade. All day Thursday and Thursday evening, no trade. So grain and livestock markets resume at 8:30 Central Time on a Friday morning. It can be a cold, hard opening, all like it used to be in the good old days. Export sales will be reported on Friday morning as well. So it's going to be a abbreviated session on Friday with a 12:05 close, and we'll have December options on Friday at closing. A lot of trade normally will just take Friday off because, you know, why come in for just a partial trading session? They may want to look at export sales after that in the morning, but really to stick around after that, it's just the hardcores that are going to be in there trading. It's a very thinly traded Friday of trade, and it's just not much happening as far as news, and trade volume could be very limited, but that could mean we could see some big movements in prices if there's a fund or two that wants to swing some big contracts. We could easily move this market around pretty quickly.
I'll tell you what, Brian, if traffic is any indicator of what the trade may be this week, I mean, on my commute into Nashville this morning, you could have shot a howitzer down the interstate and not hit anybody. It was just wide open. There must be a ton of people already taking the entire week off right now. So, boy, traffic was light. We'll see what the trade acts like. And you bring up a great point in the fact that it can mean exaggerated moves when you're talking about a very thin volume. In fact, Exhibit A, let's look at our overnight trade here. And by the way, no overnight sales announced this morning by USDA, nothing on that front. Look at corn. Last night, it was actually steady to weaker, and now this morning, the end of Globex trade has December corn 5 higher at 5.75 3/4, within a penny of its high of the overnight trade, so that was interesting. March was up a nickel. January soybeans were 4 1/4 higher at 12.67 1/2. March was up 3 3/4 cents overnight. In Chicago wheat, with these quotes provided by Bar Chart, you had December 16 1/2 higher. That's right, 8.39 1/2 overnight, and that was 4 cents off of its overnight high. In Kansas City wheat last night, we had that December contract 20 3/4 higher at 8.55 1/2. In the Minneapolis market, you had December wheat 16 3/4 higher at 10.27. In the cotton, you had December showing a last trade of 118.91. That would be down 31 points on the day. So, Brian, after it looked like we may have seen some profit taking late last week in the grain trade, boy, overnight everything started to firm up once again. Is that a sign of things to come this week?
You know, the wheat market was what really led us higher. There's rain falling in parts of Australia, and they're trying to harvest their crops. So there's growing concerns about the quality of the wheat market. There's concerns about the yields that they're harvesting, and that's what's driving us higher. Contract highs in Chicago, Kansas City overnight, Paris wheat futures also contract highs, and that's given us strength to the corn and soybeans. Now, we did not talk about delivery period. That starts about a week from today. Normally, we see a little weakness going into that and then a rally afterwards. So you have to wonder, we're 20 cents higher overnight. Are we going to go 30 cents higher, 35 cents higher, or are they going to see, a stronger opening, give way to some profit taking throughout the day? And I think you could see some profits being banked going into the Thanksgiving holiday, because we've been moving mostly higher, except for Friday, over the last several weeks in the corn, the soybeans, and the wheat market.
Okay, I have a lot more to talk about, and we'll pause right here, Brian, and we'll come back in a moment. We're talking with Brian Hoops. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're back talking with Brian Hoops of Midwest Market Solutions. Brian, one thing back on the grain side before we get into our livestock here, We actually have options expiration that's going to be coming up the day after Thanksgiving. That'll be Friday, and combined with a short trading day, that could also have quite an impact on the trade this week, could it not?
Yeah, right. Those December grain options you refer to close when the market closes on Friday, so 12:05, and we could see some position squaring. Certainly, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would expect that a lot of these options will be traded out of. You really don't want to wait around till that last day normally, especially when you're into a holiday type trading mode and there's an early close. It's going to be very thin volume, very hard to trade out of some of those options. So yeah, don't wait around for very long. If you have some of those December options this week, get out today, tomorrow, maybe Wednesday at the latest.
And just crossed the wire just moments ago, Janet and I were talking during the break that apparently the Biden administration is recommending keeping Jerome Powell in that role. It looks like if we look at the stock market here on the Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures, December is up 125 points. And if we look at the dollar value, it's kind of interesting here where you have the dollar index on December up 287 points so far this morning. And even the crude oil trade on the West Texas Intermediate crude, it's showing a bit of a move too, down 53 cents at 75.41 per barrel, so keep that in mind. On the live cattle trade, we had the cattle on feed numbers that came out last Friday. Before the report came out, we had December live cattle up 37 cents at 133.52. We ended up the week on the feeder cattle market with that January contract. If I can get the thing to switch here, maybe it doesn't want to very bad. I think it's going. January down 45 cents at 160.92. On the lean hog market here, Friday anyway, we had the December contract down $1.35. On the cattle on feed numbers, Brian, anything stand out to make a market impact today?
Really, the numbers, we were pretty close to trade expectations. The on-feed numbers maybe just slightly more than what the trade was bargaining for. And because we rallied going into the report, I can see us pulling back on the opening bell today. The marketing effort wasn't quite there. And the numbers, I think, are longer term going to be supportive for this cattle market on breaks, and if we do see some. But yeah, I could see the cattle market setting back a little bit because we rallied so much going into that report on Friday, and it really didn't deliver us any type of a bullish surprise, nothing real negative either. But stock market, as you mentioned, firming up, and the dollar firming up could help the cattle market out with the higher stock market out this morning. Markets don't like uncertainty, and so to have Jerome Powell, whether you like him or not, to have him for a second term does provide a little stability for the marketplace.
Interesting stuff. Thanks, Brian, for talking with us. Brian Hoops, Midwest Market Solutions. Janet, we're about ready to begin our trading day.